So now, if I take apart the sensors to give the impression the door's been opened, there you go. Give it a few seconds, and then hopefully it should turn off. There you go. So how easy was that? You've set up these devices, and then you can set up your own smart rules to get it to do additional things. Hi there, today we're unboxing a Zigbee gateway plus accessories. So details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. So this package comes with obviously the gateway, which is referred to also as a hub, a PIR, a temperature and humidity sensor, together with a door window sensor. So all the packaging is very plain. So I'll open it up and let's take a look at what you get. Okay, so I've laid out everything you get in the packaging. So on this side, you've got everything that comes in the gateway package. Here, you've got everything in the PIR. Then you've got the temperature and humidity sensor package. And then finally, window and door sensor package. So let's look at the gateway first. So you've got a power brick, not UK, but let me come in just to show you the output on there. So 5 volts, 1000 milliamps. Then you've got some instructions. If I open that up, one side's in Chinese and the other side's in English. Next, you've got a USB to micro USB power cable to power the gateway. Build quality seems reasonably good, and the actual length of this one is 90 centimeters. Next, you've got an Ethernet cable. Build quality feels good, and length of this is 40 centimeters. Then you've got the actual gateway, so very compact in size. So it's 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters, and the thickness is 2 centimeters. If I come around here, you've got a button, and then you've got the point to power it and the Ethernet connection point. Coming underneath, you've got 4 rubber pads to stop it from slipping on the surface, and that's it, nothing more to it. Looking at the PIR, so very nice compact size to this, so 4 centimeters in height, width is 3.5, and the depth is approximately 3.5. It's got a sticky pad there location, and coming in close here, sticky ring there as well. Also to note the actual battery that goes in there. So it's one of those coin batteries. Next, we have the temperature and humidity sensor. So if I bring the manual close for this, so same again, Chinese on one side, English on the other side. So looking at the actual sensor, very compact in size, and in terms of dimensions, it's actually 3.5 centimeters by 3.5, and the depth is about 1 centimeter. So like I said, very small. You've got a small button here, you've got a location of an LED indicator, and coming around the back, if I come in close, tells you an indication of what the battery specification is with this. Next, we have the door and window sensor manual, English again on one side and Chinese on the other. Let's take a look at the door sensor. So comes in 2 components, just to show, very small in design. Looking on this one, this is the main one, has a button on there, LED indicator, and this is just a magnet that attaches onto it. So 2 pieces to there, one you'd put on the frame, the other one you'd put on the door. So as the door opens, it allows it to find if it's opened or closed. Now, in terms of actual sizing, very compact in size. So this one comes in at 4 centimeters, 2.5 by 1 centimeter, and this one here is 2 centimeters by 1 by 1. So very small, compact in size. And if I now come in close here, there you go, gives you the battery specifications, takes a coin battery in there. Let's make a start at connecting up the gateway. So very straightforward. Got an Ethernet cable here connected to my internet router. Plug that into the port here. The actual cable for power will plug in just here, and the other end I'll plug in to a charge point at the side I have. Okay, so let's make a start at setting up this Zigbee gateway. So I've got my Android phone here. Let's go to the Play Store, and we want to search for Smartlife, and this is the app we want to install. I've already mentioned Tuya can also work with this identical app. We're using Smartlife only because I use that for most of my smart tech. If it's not installed, install it, and then you'll be asked to register an account. Register your account and then open it up. And this is what you'll be presented with. You may see I've got some other smart tech in my house. To proceed with this, we want to click plus, go to others, and then gateway. And now we want to turn on the device. So you can see no lights are on at the moment. If I plug it in, lights have turned on. And let's give it a moment. Okay, now we've got 2 lights on, so we're ready to proceed forward. So if I click there, let's give it a moment, see if we can pick up the device. And there you go, it's picked it up. If I click connect, and let's give it a moment. There you go, so it's added in. If I click done, this is what we're presented with. If I go back now, and you can see it there, Smart Gateway. So if I click on there now, if I click in the corner, you can see the information relating to it. So you can rename it if you like. You've got device information, offline notification, share device, so you can share it with other people, FAQ and feedback, check device network, and check for firmware update. Then you've got remove device, and finally you can see restore factory defaults. That's if you're going to remove it completely. Okay, going back, then you've got an option to add sub device, and this is where you've add the additional accessories that come with it. So if I click there, and let's say LED already blink, and now if I take one of the devices like this one, give it a moment and just hold on to the button at the side, and there you go, it's picked it up. If I click done, there you go, temperature and humidity, click done on that. Let's click the next one, and then this is the PIR, so if I hold on to the button here at the side, and there you go, that's added as well. Click done again, and then finally I can add in the door sensor and hold on to the button just at the top there. And there you go, added in. As simple as that and as quick as that. So if I click done now, go back, you can see the 3 sensors in there. We'll click on each one just to show what's there. So the sensor is open at the moment, it's saying. Put it on and it's closed, just to show what happens if I split it up now. There you go. Get the warning quite quickly, and again when it's closed you get it quickly as well. Now clicking the edit, this is the info you see, so you can rename it, so you can call it what you want, for instance front door sensor. Then you've got device information, tap to run and automation. This is any smart scenes you've set up with this, so there's nothing set up at the moment. Then you've got the third-party controls that can control this, so you can have Alexa, Google Assistant, and IFTTT, Tmall Genie. And then you've got device offline notification. Then below that, you've got share device, FAQ and feedback, check for firmware update, remove device, and restore factory defaults. Coming back, you can see on here, obviously the battery indication. Then you've got alarm settings, and you can get an alarm if the battery is low. If you've closed it, you get an alarm, and alarm just at the bottom. Okay, if we come back, let's look at the next one. So the PIR, similar settings in here, so similar info you can get on there, but third-party controls are slightly different, only IFTTT and Tmall Genie. And looking on here, if I now put my hand over it, there you go, PIR detected movement there. And similar again, you've got the battery indication, alarm set, so low battery, and IR detected. And then you've got a list of when the activity occurred. Okay, coming back. Next, we've got the temperature and humidity sensor. If I click on there, this is what we're presented with. If I click here at the top, similar things again, the details where you can rename it, some information, no third-party controls on this like the other devices, and offline notification is there, plus the other items. Coming back, you've got the battery indication there, it's quite high, set alarm, so for battery only, and then you can see the history of the temperature and history of humidity. Then you've got month, week, and day. And that's it, that's all you have, and it's as simple as that to get added in. Next, let me show how to make the most of these items. So I've got a lamp, a smart bulb, which has been set up over here. And if I show on my app, it's just over here, and I can turn it on and turn it off as well. Now, if I go to the bottom where it says smart, you can see 2 options, tap to run and automation. So this is the existing ones I've got at the moment, so open curtain and close curtain. But if I now click on automation and click the plus And now for condition, if I now say for device, we select door sensor and we say the door is opened, we want to turn the lamp on. So if I now select lamp, switch it to on, click next. So you're saying doors opened, turn the lamp on, and then you can set additional things. So I could say, let's wait for 10 seconds, and then we can turn the lamp off. And then switch off. There you go. So we can call it door opened, and let's click save to that. Now, looking at the bottom, you can give it a color, so a style for it, and you can say effective period. So you could say only in the evenings you want this to initiate, and for instance, only on certain days, but we'll leave it all day just for demonstration purposes. And there you go, let's click save. So now, if I take apart the sensors to give the impression the door's been open, there you go. Give it a few seconds, and then hopefully it should turn off. There you go. So how easy was that? You've set up these devices, and then you can set up your own smart rules to get it to do additional things for you. Next, let's test out the PIR. If I click plus, the condition we want, so device, PIR, state, and motion detection. So let me go back in there for a moment and show what's there. So human motion detected, and then on top of that, you've got these additional ones. So you can say, 2, there are no movement in the last minute. So in the last 2 minutes, there's been no movement. In the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 and 30 minutes, there's no movement. You could have an action happening. So I'll show that in a moment. But for this one, we'll just say human motion detected, and what we want to happen, want the lamp to turn on. Next, we want to set a delay. This time we'll set it for 5 seconds. And then we'll turn the lamp off. Let's give it a name, we'll call it motion detected. Same again, you can give it a style for the background, and then effective period. You can say it works during certain periods. So we'll leave it for all day for this demonstration. Click save, and now, there you go, it's worked. So it's picked it up, let's give it a few moments, and it's turned off. So you could even have that. So you walk into a porch area, detects motion, and a light turns on. So very clever functionality here. It's very customizable to all sorts of scenarios. So you could have a scenario where you have multiple PIR sensors throughout your home, and as you're walking into rooms, the light turns on and it stays on for a certain period and then turns off afterwards. So very clever functionality there. Next, let's test out the temperature and humidity sensor. So if I click plus here, the condition we want is if the device, so temperature and humidity sensor, you've got the option of humidity or temperature. You want a threshold on, so let's go for temperature, and we can say, for instance, let's drag this along. If it gets to 18 degrees and it's above 18, what we want to do is turn the lamp on. And then we'll set a delay for this as well. Again, 5 seconds. And then finally, we can say, and let's turn off the lamp. And we'll call this temp over 18. Next, style as well, and effective period, just like the others. Let's click save. Now let's go over to temperature and humidity sensor here, and you can see it's 16.9. So now if I grab it and place it in an area, oh, okay, it's already turned on, but that's because of the PIR. So if I now hold on to the sensor and place it in a warm area, and let's wait and see what happens. Now you may notice the temperature's not moving on this. So if I now just press the top button, you can see it jump. So what's quite odd about this, I did do some testing previously, is that it doesn't change straight away. Now I'm not sure about the period it changes. Obviously it is keeping a history of the temperature, but it helps when you click the button and it pushes it along and picks up what the temperature is on this. So odd behavior on this, not too impressed by how this one's working. Click it again and you can see the temperature changed again. So there you go. Next, let me show what's available on the Google Home and the Amazon Alexa. So if I go to the Home app here, let's now scroll down, and this is what you see. You only see Studio Door. So I've renamed the door sensor to be called Studio Door. So if I go into that, that's all you see. You don't see a status or anything like that. And I can say, is the Studio Door open?
Sorry, it looks like that device hasn't been set up yet. You can do that in the Google Home app.
There you go. It doesn't really do anything with this. So very limited functionality. Now, I've also tried out routines as well. So if you could ask it if the door's open, that doesn't work either. So what would be a nice scenario, if someone opens the door, the Google Home can speak out and say the door's been opened. That would be a nice scenario, but that's not possible. This is the testing I've done, and that's what I've discovered so far. And coming back and going to the Alexa app, and if I go here and routines, so if I click on this one, you can see here I've created a routine, and on this routine I've tried to do a similar thing where if the door's open, it will say the door's been opened, but again, that doesn't work either. So it's good to know the fact that's not possible, but it would be nice if that was somehow possible. Now, looking in devices, coming along here, and this is the one, Studio Door, you can see a status. So that's where it's slightly different from the Google Home. You can see a status, but let's open it. Light turns on, obviously PIR's detected as well. Coming back again, you're not seeing a status change on there. So not very impressed with both the Google Home and the Amazon Alexa functionality. It is there, obviously the door sensor only, but nothing you can really do with it. Next, let's show the PIR in action in a room and show what's possible. So if I click on Smart and click on Automation, and Motion Detected is here. Now let's amend this one. So if human motion is detected, what we want to do, we'll change this by getting rid of these options we have, and we'll add in a different one. So we can add in studio lights, so the lights for this room. So if I say onto that, next to that, and that's it. So we'll say if the human's detected in the studio, the lights will come on, and that's effective all day. Let's save that. And now on top of that, let's add another one. But this time what we'll do, we'll say PIR and the state, no person. And let's go back in there and say if no person is detected for 2 minutes, we'll turn off the studio lights. So let's go to device, studio lights, switch off. Okay, so what should happen then? So once you've walked into the room, the light should turn on. If you've left the room after 2 minutes, the lights should turn off. So let's save this one and we'll call it Turn Off Studio Lights. Okay, so there we go. We've got the two automation tasks here. And let me reposition the camera and let's test this out. So I have the PIR sensor here. It obviously has a sticky pad. It can be attached, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to place it on top of the radiator here. And just for demonstration purposes, obviously, door is just here. Let me walk out of the door and let's test this out if this will turn on. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till the icon turns grey, which it has now, meaning it hasn't detected any motion. So while it's active, meaning it's yellow, it won't work and pick up any motion. So now it's in a sort of, you could say, reset state. So if I now walk into the room, there you go, work straight away. So now let's come out of the room and give it a couple of minutes, and hopefully it should reset and turn off the lights. Okay, so you can see now the PIR has gone to a grey state. So I think it's from this point onwards, got to wait, and then it should turn off the lights. There you go, automatically turned off. Obviously no motion has been detected, and pretty cool functionality. I'll walk back in again just to prove a point, and there you go, turned on again. It's an excellent bit of functionality you could have. Next, let's show what happens when you're out and about. If I now turn off my Wi-Fi and it's connected to 4G, and for instance, if I had the door sensor on the front door of the house or another door and the door was opened, there you go, an alarm. So you can get a push notification to tell you if there's activity there. And also the same should apply with the PIR. So there you go, IR detected. So excellent functionality there, nothing restricting it. And obviously this is not a surprise because it works without opening any ports with the Smartlife app. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this Zigbee gateway with these additional sensors. Interesting bit of tech here, the fact that you can create your own custom rules and smart rules to do different things. So I've shown all three sensors in action, and I am quite impressed. The only disappointment really was the temperature and humidity sensor on this. The fact that I had to sort of press this and then it came alive. So a little bit surprised by that. Maybe I was doing something wrong. Maybe it does it at certain intervals, but not very impressed with this. PIR was excellent and door sensor was excellent as well. I like the fact with the PIR, you could say if no one was in the room for approximately 10 minutes, just turn all the lights off. So that's really impressive. And with a door sensor, you can get alerts. So if you're away from home, someone opened the door and it just gave you a warning, at least you know the door's been opened. So there you go. I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.